Society has a script for you. Fit in, don't rock the boat, sand down your edges until you're smooth enough to be accepted by the pack. But what if your greatest strength isn't fitting in, but standing apart? For the lone wolves, the free thinkers, for anyone who refuses to trade their integrity for a little approval, there's a code. It's an unwritten set of rules for those who walk their own path. And sure, that path can be solitary, but it's also rich with purpose and honor. Today, we're breaking down the 5 unbreakable rules of the Lone Wolf's Code. This is how you walk your own path with your head held high, turning solitude into your greatest strength. Let's be honest, we live in a world of noise. The constant buzz of social media, the pressure to follow the latest trend, and a never-ending stream of opinions telling you who you should be and what you should want. This system rewards people for conforming and makes you feel weird for being an individual. It runs on making you feel like you're not enough, pushing you to chase things like promotions or popularity, while the path you were meant to be on gets forgotten. This creates a conflict inside you, doesn't it? A tug of war between the person you know you are and the person the world wants you to be. Every time you bite your tongue when you should speak up, every little compromise, it feels like you're letting yourself down. But the lone wolf gets it. Living a life that isn't true to you is the heaviest burden you can carry. The path of integrity isn't easy. It's the path of resilience, and it starts by embracing the one thing society tells you to fear: being alone. The answer isn't to fight the world, but to build an inner fortress so strong that the world can't touch you. That's the core of the Lone Wolf's Code. It's a blueprint for self-reliance, mental toughness, and integrity that doesn't bend. The ancient Stoics were all over this. They taught that real peace and strength don't come from getting a thumbs up from others, but from being the master of your own mind. They knew that a person of integrity is someone whose actions and beliefs are perfectly in sync. This code isn't about hating people, it's about rejecting the herd mentality. It is about being deliberate with your relationships and making sure your sense of self-worth isn't tied to anyone else. It's about turning loneliness into intentional solitude, that powerful state where you can actually hear yourself think. So, let's get into the 5 unbreakable rules that make up this code. These aren't just neat ideas, they're actions. They're the tools you'll use to build a life of honor, purpose, and unshakable integrity. Rule 1. Master intentional solitude. The first and most important rule is to master intentional solitude. Society mixes up being alone with being lonely, but they are completely different things. Loneliness is a painful feeling of disconnection. Solitude is a choice, a refreshing state of being with your most important companion, yourself. The lone wolf doesn't run from solitude, they seek it out. It's in the quiet where the world's noise finally fades and you can hear your own voice again. Think of intentional solitude as your personal training ground. When you're alone, free from everyone else's judgment, you can look at your own thoughts and feelings without a filter. This is where you audit your life. You ask the tough questions. Am I living by my values? Are the things I'm doing today building the person I want to be tomorrow? This kind of deep thinking is what builds real self-knowledge, and self-knowledge is power. To make this happen, you have to treat solitude like an important meeting. Schedule it. It doesn't have to be some week-long retreat in the mountains. It can be a quiet morning walk without your phone, 30 minutes of journaling before bed, or just sitting in a quiet room and letting your thoughts settle. The goal is to unplug from the outside world, to reconnect with your inner world. When you do this consistently, you're not just finding a little peace and quiet, you're building emotional muscle. You learn to handle your own feelings, which makes you stronger when life throws its punches. Solitude isn't an absence of connection, it's the presence of self-mastery. Rule 2. Forge unbreakable self-reliance. Rule number 2 is to forge unbreakable self-reliance. The lone wolf is a symbol of freedom because they don't need the pack to survive. This doesn't mean you have to go live in a cabin in the woods. It means you need to develop the skills and the mindset to depend on yourself first. The Stoics had a word for this, autarkeia, or self-sufficiency. It's knowing that when you are the source of your own peace and security, nobody can ever take them from you. Self-reliance stands on 2 pillars: competence and preparation. Competence is about knowing how to do things. Learn to manage your money, fix what's broken, communicate what you need, and defend yourself. Every new skill you learn is another brick in your fortress of independence. It shrinks your dependency on systems or people who might not have your back. Preparation is the other half. The lone wolf is an observer who thinks ahead. This means having a plan. Think about potential challenges, losing a job, a personal crisis, and figure out how you would handle them on your own. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being empowered. When you plan, you feel a sense of control, and you trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. By becoming more competent and prepared, you develop a deep confidence that can't be easily shaken. You become the person who can honestly say, "Whatever happens, I'll be okay because I can rely on myself." Now that is true freedom. Rule 3, guard your mind. The third rule, guard your mind. Your mind is the one place where you have total control, but it's constantly under attack. The pressure from society, the negativity in the news, anxiety about the future, all of it can creep in and mess with your peace. The lone wolf knows that to have integrity, you have to be a vigilant gatekeeper of your own thoughts. This is where Stoic wisdom is a secret weapon. The Stoics taught that it's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of those events. You can't always control what happens out there, but you can always control how you respond in here. Guarding your mind means choosing what information you let in, just as carefully as you choose the food you eat. Practice mindfulness. Things like meditation or journaling aren't just passive hobbies, they are active mental training. They teach you to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them and to process your emotions without being overwhelmed. As Marcus Aurelius put it, our life is what our thoughts make it. Guarding your mind also means protecting yourself from the poison of comparison. Social media is a highlight reel that breeds insecurity and envy. The lone wolf walks their own path and doesn't measure their progress against someone else's. Your journey is yours. Your timeline is your own. Your worth is built in, not determined by likes and follows. When you guard your mind, you hold on to your clarity, and you see the world through the lens of your own hard-won integrity. Rule 4. Set and enforce your boundaries. Rule number 4 is to set and enforce your boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines you draw to protect your values, your time, and your energy. They are what your integrity looks like in action. Without them, you're basically letting other people's priorities run your life. Setting a boundary is an act of self-respect. It's you telling the world what is and is not okay. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. It might mean saying no to a party because you need that solitude. It might mean creating distance from people who constantly drag you down. It might mean speaking up calmly and firmly when a line gets crossed. Remember, being assertive isn't the same as being aggressive. It's just clearly and confidently stating your needs. People who genuinely respect you will honor your boundaries. The ones who repeatedly push back are showing you they don't value your integrity, and enforcing those boundaries is just as important as setting them. Every time you let one slide, you're telling yourself and others that your values are up for negotiation. Every time you stand firm, you strengthen your self-respect. Think of your boundaries as the walls of your inner fortress. You have to guard them. Rule 5. Be adaptable, not rigid. The final rule of the lone wolf's code is to be adaptable, not rigid. People often mistake the lone wolf for being stubborn, but real strength isn't in being unbending, it's in being resilient. The world is always changing. A path that was open yesterday might be blocked today. A belief that used to serve you might need a second look. The lone wolf survives not by being the strongest, but by being the most adaptable. Adaptability means holding on to your core principles while being flexible in your methods. It means you never stop learning from your experiences. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't to stand and fight, but to change your direction. As they say, if you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. Obstacles are just chances to learn and get stronger. This rule also hits on a key truth. Being a lone wolf does not mean you have to be completely isolated. Real self-reliance includes the wisdom to know when to connect. The goal isn't to be a hermit, it's to be independent. It's about selectively engaging with trusted people who respect your autonomy and share your values. Being adaptable means you can balance your independence with smart social connections. You know when to hold them and when to fold them. This mental flexibility is what lets you move through a complicated world without breaking your own code. It makes sure your integrity is a living, breathing thing, not a fragile statue. So that's the code. Let's recap the 5 rules one more time. First, master intentional solitude, using quiet time to know yourself better. Second, forge unbreakable self-reliance by building skills and being prepared for anything. Third, guard your mind, protecting your thoughts from negativity and comparison. Fourth, set and enforce your boundaries, drawing clear lines to protect your values. And fifth, be adaptable, not rigid, embracing change while staying true to your core. Living by this code isn't the easy route. It takes courage, discipline, and being okay with being misunderstood sometimes. But the payoff is a life of deep integrity, purpose, and real freedom. It's the quiet confidence you get from knowing exactly who you are and living that truth without apology. You are the sculptor of your own life. Integrity is both the chisel and the stone. Don't be afraid to walk your own path, even if you sometimes walk it alone. That's where you'll find your greatest strength. If this resonated with you, let us know in the comments which rule hits home the most for you right now. Your story might be the one that inspires someone else to take that first step. Like this video if it helped, and subscribe for more on living a life of strength and purpose. Walk your path with honor. We'll see you in the next one.